Let's get it right. 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 You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Let's get into this here.
Behind this door, through this gate, and under these trees.
The drone wasn't able to fly where we wanted it to go. It keeps dropping signal.
There is a real and actual secret society. A group of the most powerful, wealthy men in the world, going back over a century. The Bohemian Club is an invite-only, men-only social club in San Francisco that's long been the center of conspiracy theory.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the Cremation of Care? I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Especially surrounding their yearly encampments at Bohemian Grove. Allegedly meant for the ultra-powerful to just relax and bro out.
SEAL Team 6 came, the lake flight talks. That's key.
This is where they would keep all of the sex workers during the Grove.
Presidents, CEOs, bankers, lobbyists, Supreme Court justices, CIA directors, and those are just the people who've been disclosed already. The full membership is meant to be completely private. But investigative reporter Daniel Boguslaw reached out to More Perfect Union with something wild.
This is every member of the Bohemian Club, and this is everyone who attended the 2023 summer encampment.
Even just the first few names I saw made me realize this is a story. Lots of people have already tried to enter the Grove or generally reveal its secrets, exposing the supposed occult rituals that go on inside.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000.
But we wanted to know, what does any of this actually mean for the rest of us Americans who aren't part of this elite club? I get that they do weird rituals, but how is that my problem? So Dan and I went to California to investigate. We talked to workers from the Grove, a woman who has been protesting the Grove for nearly half a century and spent way too much time digging through old documents in hotel rooms. And what we found is almost scarier than any occult ritual. I know there's a lot of other stuff going on right now in the news, but investigating the Grove explains a lot of things that are broken in our economy and how the power structures of our country have empowered small groups of influential rich people who have been driving policy decisions behind closed doors for generations. And among many other things, we'll be reporting for the first time the involvement of a current senator.
There it is. Weaving spiders come not here.
Let's go back to 1872. The Bohemian Club was started as a hangout for local journalists before growing and admitting artists and intellectuals, and eventually admitting rich guys, because those other guys don't have any money. They could eventually afford this 6-story building on the edge of the Tenderloin. The building itself offers little information. Drawn blinds, no one coming in or out. But the club started hosting summer encampments in the NorCal Redwoods in 1878, eventually moving them to the massive Bohemian Grove. The encampment's secrecy and notorious rituals, like burning a giant effigy in tribute to an owl statue, they're really big on owls, have made the event a magnet for conspiracy theory. The list Dan acquired was for attendance at an encampment nearly 150 years later.
I went to the Bay. I found a guy who I knew would have the list. I kept showing up to his office until he finally agreed to give it to me. This is the original list of 2017 full membership list of everyone who's part of the club. Subsequently, I was able, through those connections, to get more and more, and that's where we got the 2023 Grove encampment. And the list is massive. Broken down into the smaller camps the members are split up into. But it's a totally overwhelming amount of information. Any name we researched was tied to something. So at first, it was hard for us to draw specific conclusions and connections.
But then Dan got in touch with a source who put us on the right track.
We'd love to talk to you about the club there.
Be prepared because I've been archiving and it's cold out here. I have no heat, so come with a good jacket.
Mary Moore, who lives not too far from the Grove, has been protesting and researching it for decades, long before Alex Jones even got his public access ship.
Somebody came up and gave me a membership list, knowing that I was an activist. So we used it to research who was making the profit. These are the guys that prefer to work behind the scenes as much as they can. My purpose back then was to make people in the movement understand all our issues are connected by who profits from them.
So what modern issues can we tie directly back to the Grove? What was literally planned at the Grove that affects us today? There's decades of information. Reagan and Nixon specifically loved sending letters about their favorite secret society. But a few things in particular stuck out to me. How they rigged our economy and broke certain programs that we're only now seeing effective. How they established a vast dark money lobbying network. How they set up a tax heist scheme to funnel taxpayer dollars directly to executives. How they ruined the very city they're headquartered in. And how they hold on to the power. Let's start small and specific with the rigged economy. This little tidbit is from the Reagan Library, and as far as I can tell, we're the first to unearth it. It's a memo to Alan Greenspan from Edwin Harper, who's an assistant to the president, saying, "You asked for the paper we discussed at the Bohemian Grove," and it's this document called Social Security Reform Proposals. This is from 1981. In 1983, the Reagan administration did reform Social Security. They made cuts that are still affecting us today. So I reached out to an expert, Alex Lawson at Social Security Works, who sent me one of my favorite emails to receive, which just said, "Your thesis is completely correct. This cut to Social Security was planned at Bohemian Grove. And this is something that's going to be affecting like our generation." But that's not the only Reagan policy to come straight from the Grove. This one book tells the story of a Reagan advisor being persuaded to cut capital gains taxes by iconic investor Bill Draper, while they, quote, sat semi-naked at the Grove. That little change is what enabled the high-risk investment model of the venture capital business, which spawned the tech industry as we know it today. Draper was on the 2023 attendee list, still attending the Grove 42 years later, as was his son, Tim Draper, also in venture capital. That's another important part of this, the generational membership. Families that have been passing on power for generations, both in the form of wealth and these connections. And one of these families founded one of the most influential groups in American history. That's dark money.
Do any of these names ring a bell?
Charles Koch, obviously. Coors.
Pete Coors is the son of Joseph Coors Sr., himself the son of Adolf Coors, all three of the Coors beer empire. But the real legacy of Coors isn't beer. Joseph co-founded and funded the Heritage Foundation with other club members in 1976. Heritage is part of a network that has influenced, led, and funded pro-corporate politics for decades, all of which are connected to the club through funding, founders, or board members and directors. Heritage was immensely powerful during the Reagan administration and had huge influence on its policy. Charles Koch, synonymous with anti-worker political spending, obviously attends the Grove. And remember when Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas got caught taking lavish gifts from Club for Growth lead Harlan Crow? One of those gifts was a trip to Bohemian Grove. Heritage founder Coors Sr. is long dead, but his co-founder, Edwin Fulner, is on the attendance list for the Grove in 2023, when he would have been 82 years old. And he was on the board of Heritage until he died in late 2025. But there's one family that's more deeply tied to the Bohemian Club and elite collusion than any other. That brings us to tax heist. The Bechtel family incorporation isn't a household name, but they're one of the wealthiest families and largest private corporations in the world. There are two Bechtels on our list, and the family has been involved for generations. Here's Stephen Bechtel Sr. at camp with Henry Kissinger, which came with a cute little memo from Bechtel to Kissinger. The Bechtel Corporation works in massive construction projects, the kinds a government needs to pay for. This is just a partial list of people who sit in the center of the Bechtel executives' government Bohemian Club member Venn diagram. Caspar Weinberger, George Schultz, Edwin Meese, John McComb. McComb invented the concept of cost plus for government contractors. The system where contractors tell the government how much something costs, then get a little profit treat on top of that. Because the contractor determines the cost, they have no reason to keep costs down, especially surrounding executive pay. It screwed us on everything from how much of our tax dollars go to the wealthy to Medicare Advantage. Then, in the early 2000s, the US invaded Iraq. Driven by club members like George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, Donald Rumsfeld, and Colin Powell. Bechtel got paid millions to clean up the mess. Since so much of this was planned at the Grove, we had to see the place, where the slogan is supposedly "Weaving spiders come not here," which implies they aren't supposed to be doing business there. So what exactly are they doing up there? So we drove over.
No trespassing violators will be prosecuted.
And again, we're met with nothing but a security booth and some strange issues with our drone.
It keeps dropping the signal. Pretty weird. I mean, I haven't seen this much interference.
It's not Grove season after all. But talking to some folks in the neighboring town, Monte Rio, had a lot to teach us.
At my old job, we used to point to the mountain where the property is, and then the people of the Grove came in and told us that we can't say that.
But then Dan got a call that could give us an inside view.
Where I come from, it's kind of a rite of passage to work at the Bohemian Grove.
Two former employees of the Grove, a driver and a skeet shooting instructor, were down to talk to us, but wanted to stay anonymous.
It's all kind of structured in a way so that the members don't really have to see any of the workers. They don't have to interact with them. They're not supposed to interact with them. So what I saw was a picture of the entire cast of their production of Macbeth, with Colin Powell as the lead.
Which all seems just kind of weird and lame, right?
It's cheesy. I don't think these guys are spending every day thinking about how they can fuck up the environment and the world consciously, but it's got to be nice to have a little respite from doing that.
Monte Rio is the poorest town in Sonoma County.
The cost of living out here has become unbelievable. It's almost as expensive to live out here as it is to live in San Francisco proper.
Similar is true of the area back in the city around their clubhouse. The Tenderloin is the poorest part of SF, a city that's been the center of national discussion about housing prices, crime, and homelessness, and a state that's been a hot point regarding taxing the rich, which brings us back to Dan's list. So Dan, what's the name of this big SF advocacy group?
It's called Neighbors for a Better San Francisco. At one point, I believe still was the biggest big dollar spender in local SF politics. His group is spending on city council races, mayor races, trying to sway ballot measures, ballot initiatives.
Nick Podell?
Yep.
William Oberndorf?
Yep.
Stephen Merrill? Bingo. This thing's basically just an offshoot of the Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, this is Atwater. He's the founder and former chairman of Prime Finance. He was one of the big backers of this neighbors group.
They most recently focused their spending fighting a ballot measure that would have marginally increased property taxes on the most wealthy to fund affordable housing. And top donor, William Oberndorf, who used his charitable foundation to donate $2,000 to Make-A-Wish Foundation and $200,000 to Neighbors. And Neighbors, like Heritage or any of these ghoulish national organizations, is just one part of a network of linked organizations sharing a small pool of donors and board members across the city. But let's zoom back out nationally. Mary said something that made me curious about the power of the Grove today.
Trump is not welcome at the Grove. He tried to join. He's not a member. He's not on the list, you'll see. They didn't want him.
But the Trump agenda is still inherently tied to the Bohemian Club. This is how they held on to power. Back in New York, Dan and I started digging into the influence of the club on today's administration and politics. I found this clip of Ed Frellner, who was one of the founders, and he's been attending the Grove for years. He was on your list in 2023. He did die a little bit after this, but here he is just a few months before that meeting of the Grove.
Tomorrow, at our celebration, we'll be introducing Mandate for Leadership 7, called Project 2025, Mandate for Leadership, the Conservative Promise. A sincere thank you from this old man who was around the first time it all happened.
The first time it all happened, that's going into the Reagan administration, and making all the changes that we're still facing today.
Absolutely.
Make our lives more difficult today.
And it goes to show these people's ability to reconsolidate power, right? They didn't get the guy they wanted the first time around. They didn't let Trump in, but they were still able to weasel their way in and craft his policy book.
In the months that Project 2025 was being written, the board of the Heritage Foundation was like a quarter Bohemian Club guys. But it goes even further. On our 2023 list, in Mandalay, the same camp as Michael Bloomberg and Henry Kissinger, for whom this would be the last Grove, is another name, David McCormick. At the time, McCormick was but a simple hedge fund billionaire who'd tried to run for Senate in Pennsylvania before being defeated by Dr. Oz in the primary. But just 2 months after this encampment, he announced he was running again. And this time, he won. So I compared our attendee list to McCormick's donors. 11 men in Mandalay camp donated to McCormick's campaign. And that's not even including the ones who gave through dark money channels. As senator, McCormick was part of an announcement with President Trump for a big push for AI investment in Pennsylvania, data centers and power plants. At the same event was this guy, Brendan Bechtel, the latest family CEO and heir to the Bechtel fortune. Bechtel is poised to get billions in construction contracts from this deal. Funneling money and power to Bechtel seems as important to the Trump administration as it did to earlier administrations. Bechtel is getting big deals with foreign companies for U.S. construction, brokered by Trump. They have money tied up in the Venezuelan pipelines Trump wants to seize from the Venezuelan people. And they've been floated as a beneficiary of the Kushner-Trump plan to rebuild Gaza. We're seeing a level of collusion among the ultra-wealthy that seems almost unbeatable. They are all on the same team. They are all protecting each other. It's not even about party politics. Paul Pelosi, Nancy's husband, is on the list, as is his nephew, who works for Harlan Crow, as are several major centrist and Democratic Party donors. They have class solidarity. But so do we. A tenants union was organized specifically to fight against John Atwater's Prime Realty. And they've had big wins because they organized every building that Prime owns. Even workers at the Grove had a win. A class action lawsuit by Grove valets alleging wage theft, misclassification, and other labor violations went in favor of the workers.
I won some money recently in a class action about wage theft.
They weren't counting the overtime of the employees.
The whole world is moving towards understanding the connectedness that we all need to work together.
But knowing the truth, the connectedness, can help bring power back to everyone else. And we only scratched the surface here. We'll be releasing the full list, so you can dig through yourself. Let us know what you find and reach out to us at stories@perfectunion.us. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You in here with your boy Dilla T. You need to know that's what's going on. This is No Filters. Hit it right now and let's go, fam.
That's me sneaking inside Bohemian Grove. Yeah, I'm cooking.
I gotta run.
An invite-only secret society of American elites gather in the woods 2 weeks out of every year to decide the future of the world and conduct human sacrifice rituals in front of a 40-foot owl god named Moloch. Or so the rumors say. Many have begun wondering what actually goes down here after famous boxer Ryan Garcia said this.
The babies, guys, babies. They're eating babies, literally. And I'm the crazy one.
So they're in with these bankers and former presidents, and some guy brings over something that's an effigy that's supposed to be a body, and they drop it on the fire. They're all worshiping an owl god.
But before I sneak into the Grove, what do the locals nearby know? Right in front of me, we got the hoot owl. You guys know what the owl is?
Well, yeah, that's. No.
Oh, no? No, we're just walking around and talking. I thought you saw it. We can walk away, though. We're just trying to learn what's going on with the owl.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't know?
The locals were immediately on guard. You know anything about Bohemian Grove?
I worked there before you left.
You worked there? Whoa, what did you see?
A lot of things that I cannot talk about.
Actually?
Yeah.
Can you give us, theoretically, what might you have seen if someone were to work there?
I cannot talk about that.
Did you sign a document?
Nope, that I cannot talk about.
Did you partake in anything?
Have a wonderful day, sir.
Okay, wow.
Be careful, okay?
Be careful? Do you think we're dealing with things that are much more powerful?
Well, I can say.
What did he see? You know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
Yeah, I used to work there like 10, 15 years ago. Oh, I don't want to be on camera.
Oh.
Yeah, they planted bombing.
What was that?
Never mind.
Everyone here knew something about the Grove until they saw my little camera.
It's probably not a good place to be going unless you know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of rich, crazy people up there.
Trying to get in?
My father was in.
Oh, he was in the club?
Yeah.
Who was he?
He's a Mason.
Oh, he's a Mason.
39th.
Did you inherit his will? His Freemason will?
I can't disclose that.
Okay. Is there anything we should know?
Probably not. Probably you want to mess with it?
Okay.
I'm done here.
All right. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. That's it. What would happen? I don't know. You know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
No, what's about the Bohemian Grove?
Would you like to share?
No.
Is there some darkness to it?
Don't film me. Hit the road.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really get up there.
Can't get in? You seen any crazy things or no?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of naughty goes up there. You know? They just let things go free and let loose.
But luckily, I found a nearby crystal store with a lady who claimed to have folded George Bush's underwear when they came to town. Anything about the Bohemian Grove?
Too much.
Too much? What do you know?
I have actually folded laundry for the Bohemian Grove before when I needed to. So all of their laundry is processed through the laundromat.
Oh,
Then it's around the corner. So I've folded George Bush's sheets, for heaven's sakes. You will start to see a lot of helicopters flying in directly to the property. Bill Clinton's been there, George Bush has been there. It has been rumored that the next president is always decided there before it occurs, but that is a rumor. I've literally had Grovers, some dude forgot his credit card and handed me his Grove card as collateral. And I'm like,
Grove ID.
And before the Grove happens, you watch a bunch of limos with high-end hookers come in. They're not allowed to bring women back to the facility, but the boys will stay off campus there. The other things that happen is they hit up all of the locals on where they can get drugs every effing year. There was a gentleman that I was blessed to serve at Main Street's bar for about 6 years. He actually lived on the Grove year-round. You have to be exceptionally rich. You have to be vetted in through family. And I believe he spent his dying years there. He was actually one of the really nice dudes. He would come into Main Street 3 times a week for dinner and drinks. It matters not what you have in life, it is how you treat others. So he was one of those that treated the janitor and the CEO with the same dignity and respect. But not all Grovers are the same.
The owl is in his leafy temple, and always in the grove be reverent before him.
While only elite, wealthy, and famous men are invited, combined with the extreme secrecy and security, this is the only real footage captured inside the event by Alex Jones in the year 2000. Some believe a real human was being burned alive during the ceremony, and others believe these guys were just hammered, goofing around, letting loose, and talking business, and that there's nothing demonic or satanic going on here. You think they're all fornicating with one another?
Would not surprise me.
Yeah.
That's where all the big wigs hang out.
Okay.
That's where they party.
What big wigs are we talking?
Everybody, White House people.
You've been invited?
No.
Would you go if you were?
I have to. Oh, yeah, I would. See, last time was, what's his name running for president? Al Gore.
Okay.
He came through with his crowd, black SUVs and all that stuff, and invited him in for a cocktail, but he refused that one. But they were on their way to the Grove at the time.
Do you think y'all fornicate with one another?
Oh, I know they do.
You have proof?
No.
They have some rituals and stuff, and you have to pay a large fee to be part of it.
All the weird stuff I think happens out at the Bohemian. I really don't know, except for just hearing
stories, but who knows? Who knows what goes on out there, man? I don't. I'd rather not know.
You think they're engaging in any wizardry or druid craft?
I do. I believe that there's something magical out there, you know, spiritual or something out there. But the Bohemian, man, it's just it's a bunch of mystery. That's what I think. I know some powerful men, and you know.
Who is this? Christina. Can y'all hear me clearly in here? I know y'all can hear me loud, like quick. Lori, can you hear me? Can you hear me clear? Can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm loud. Can you hear me, Lori? Seem like you can.
She said yes. Yeah, I can hear you on the live too.
You ever heard of Bohemian Club, Lori? You ever heard of Bohemian Club, Chris?
Oh yeah.
How long ago did you hear about the Bohemian Club?
Man, I heard about it. It was like, and I say like early 2010s, like 2012, around 2012, something like that. I heard that.
So you've been here already.
Yeah.
A Love Within, this your first time ever hearing the Bohemian Club or no?
Yes, it's my first time.
First, okay. Shout out to the Lori. Is this your first time, Lori? This your first time? Or you heard Bohemian Club already, Lori? Huh, Lori? Let me know, Lori. She said she knows about the owl. Y'all know that's the same owl that Drake rock with the OVO.
Yeah, and it's only $1 too, man.
Yeah, that's the same owl he had with the OVO. Yeah.
Yeah, they got it real hidden though. You gotta look. They got it in certain little spots on your dollar bill, man. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's different too. It's crazy because when you're making a point about it, Christina, just as well as they know the owl and they heard about all this, just as well as they know me in my house. Just as well as I chill out in my house. Like if I'm on the couch, we watching TV, and I had to find myself fall asleep and I wake back up. Don't do that. It seemed like you was pointing out what everybody know I do already. What you doing? And who is this guy named Carlos? Is you mixed? Or is you like Carlos from the hood? Like is you Carlos from like over there from the hood? Cause he like just yapping. Listen, man, please stay here so I can get into it with y'all for a minute. Cause coming to my house, respect me. Oh, that's a lot of world you could just keep rolling on with. I had to address that for a minute because it's just as well as they know stuff already. Everybody in here know what's up. But when you pull up and just talk about it, like, fam, you kind of just, I don't know what you was just doing right there, man. That's what I was going to say to Chris, the owl on our money. Like the pyramid, you tripped off that pyramid and what the saying is up under the pyramid. Do y'all know what that means?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. That Eunice,
It's like Norvis course.
It's like newest course. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That mean like, I thought it was like the beginning and end or something. But it means, huh?
I was saying, yeah, it got a little meaning to it.
But I ain't never tripped off the dollar to even really trip off that. You know what I'm saying? That really make it even demonic. I found out some things in the barbershop today, boy, that y'all wouldn't even believe, Lord. And shout out to my barber because some of the stuff we about to be pulling up, we about to tap into some real stuff. It's gonna turn your stomach when we start tapping into this other stuff that's going on. But I really learned some stuff, man. I really understand that the world really has been an experiment for the elite. It's been and we have been the bunny rabbits, the mouses running, the hamsters on the wheel. Cause why would everything be coming out now about bad food, bad candy, the ingredients that are in everything we eat every day that are either toxic, toxins, or just bad, that can slowly but surely take you out the world. You wonder why all of that's just coming out right now. All of the war, all of the fighting, all of the shooting, all of the whatever, all of the chaos, all of the just crazy. And then all of a sudden we got access to now knowing that you have like Oreo cookies. Something about that cream in the filling in the middle is not cream. You never knew what, see, let's think about something, because I feel as stupid as you might feel yourself. Oreo cookies ain't that. It's certain candies that's not that. The dye that's in these candies are definitely bad and hazardous for you, your kids, and everybody. And when you find out what's really in cereal, and I thank God for this information, even though it's all coming out now so it can be, see, this is supposed to cause chaos. When you find out that you're eating toxins or something that's like bad, or you find out something has to do with flesh, that has to do with you, but you don't know what you really eating, what's mixed with what, you gonna feel bad about that. We all are supposed to go crazy if you find out you've been eating a human finger in a chicken tender. Or flesh from something else in a chicken nugget. What? I bet you never really knew how they drain the blood to get that blood we was talking about that they be drinking to stay young. Oh, yeah. We're going to break that down and understand that, because when I found out how they do that and what they do with the bodies after. Yeah. That's a whole segment, fam, but we're going to get into that heavy. But I say that to say the world is not what it seems. From what we eat to what we drink to how we live and what we do, it is not made for good. If food is mixed with something that could take your life, why would they put it in that food? That's called slowly but surely taking your life, man. They on a mission of demise. They are working on your demise every day. Think about that. They working on your demise every day. It's a group of cajillionaires. See, when you a millionaire, billionaire, zillionaire, cajillionaire, you could just sit up and plan how you gonna get rid of mankind. And that's basically what they've been doing, fam. Slowly taking you out with disease, food, drink, violence, influence, social media, music, movies, sports, politics, housing, it don't matter, construct. They slowly taking us out. And the sad part is, none of us right now, if we found out that listen to me, there is a toxic, and I wish everybody could go to their refrigerator or their pantry and pull out a box of cereal right now. I want you to look on that box and you finna see a literal poison that is mixed in cereal. There's a poison that is mixed in cereal. And this was funny. If we pour a bowl of cereal right now, Chris, a good big bowl of cereal like Friday, big bowl, right? Big bowl. And take that same toxin that's in the cereal and sprinkle it over the cereal, you're going to jail. You're going to jail because you're going to be deceived as poisoning a child or poisoning somebody. But how can you be poisoning somebody when I topped it with what is already in it? I didn't do nothing but sprinkle it over the top, but it's already in the cereal. So who's the bad guy? Oh, because I extracted it and I spreaded it like sprinkles on top? I'm tripping? But hold up, we don't even need that. It's in the cereal. So how am I wrong?
Well, we know.
This is what we finding out. And I'm going to be real with you. This is how ignorant we are. We can find this out and still eat cereal the same damn day. Even after knowing what I just said, you still going to get a bowl. You still going to get your kids that. And you still ain't going to take heed to it. Brat in the building, you know what it is. Good to see you. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, subscribe right now. But it's sad because we still are not going to take it as serious as we hear it. And they going to tell us, I told you so. I already told you. Y'all never stopped eating the cereal. You would think if you seen the KFC commercial and them talking about how they playing with human flesh in the food, everybody will stop going to KFC tomorrow. How could you see a commercial like there is a commercial where the dude is a chicken, the dude goes into the ground in the gravy, comes out as a chicken tender, and the person is holding on to him and holding them in the sky as if they're not telling us in our face. They cooking humans, telling us what we eat, and we just rolling with it. You don't even know what's in it.
I say the Chick-fil-A chicken got like 23 ingredients in the sandwich, bro. Yeah, I started that too.
Chick-fil-A, McDonald's. Put a McDonald's burger in a box. Let it go for 10 years. Put a McDonald's burger in a box. Sit it in your closet for 10 years. Pull it out. That thing ain't doing nothing but looking like a painting. What? Why it ain't no maggots on it? Why it ain't smelling like something? Why it ain't became mildew? What we doing? And yet you still finna go get a Happy Meal tonight.
For the kids too, man, because they don't be knowing kids eat that junk right up, man.
And these people out here loving this food. You hear me? You see these people on YouTube doing these, what's that? All that food, then what's them called? What's them called when they sitting there just eating the shit out the food? Seafood mukbang, what is called? Them, and then they be having folk be sitting there doing them challenges, guzzling. What? You don't even know what you eat. Don't even know what you eat. I seen somebody do a McDonald's, and it was like all of the burgers you could eat. It was like it was so much of it, bro, in a small time frame. And you just sitting there eating plastic. You're sitting there eating plastic. There's gonna be an episode, huh?
My bad. It's all the McDonald's CEOs trying to act like he was eating that new burger, remember? The little big
and spit that out, didn't he?
Okay.
Because he knew what it was. McDonald's CEO, they got him on camera taking a bite of the food, and then he spit it out because he know what it's made of. That is so sad. That is so sad. And they just sitting back feeding kids that every day, overnight, every night. We all done ate McDonald's. Don't care what nobody say.
So, a long time too, bro.
Just bashing it. And everybody talking about this fire because you high as a falcon. What? Hit that like button, double tap that screen. This is the reason why we talking about the Bohemian Club right now, Chris. And let me tell you the realest thing you could ever find out is that these people make a decision on the next president of the United States before it is even time. And the sad part is this ain't just presidents. Boy, it's like commissioners from baseball, basketball, football, soccer, tennis, keep going. Rugby, it don't matter. Lacrosse, what? Yeah. So in this, we talking about how sacrifices are being done and people are being cremated. And at this point, you're about to tap into a serious video where people actually got caught trying to go in, found some things out. Now, if you listen to him, everybody he interviewed said, no, you don't want to go there. It's pretty crazy. It ain't too good. So that means the world know about the Grove and ain't doing nothing about it. They are allowing these people to be sick, nasty, and the money is taking over. You understand? Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Let's go.
In this world leaders that go there, I know that much.
Have you seen anything interesting about the Bohemian Grove since you've been here?
Wow, there's been a lot of political protests and that sort of thing. But I don't really know much about that.
Are you sure? Yeah. It turns out not everyone feels too comfortable with the idea of a group of elites meeting in the secrecy of the woods to decide the fate of the rest of the country.
Workers at Bohemian Grove are suing the elite club for wage theft. In fact, one worker described members as obscenely wealthy with private jets, multi-million-dollar cars, $200,000 watches, homes on the beach in Malibu. They said that they would have to perform tasks that were beyond their job duties, including such as one instance where a billionaire member forgot to bring underwear to the camp, and the valets were asked to hand wash it.
I remember when I was a child, my mom used to protest.
Really?
Yeah.
What was she protesting? Them coming here?
Just white men of privilege living exclusive lifestyles,
Okay.
not sharing the wealth.
As I walked into a bookstore where the owner assured me he handpicked every book, something about this town felt off.
Like, you can't go to Bohemian.
Sure.
To the Bohemian Club.
I see, okay.
Yeah. Like, there's security and fences.
And they don't stay here.
No, they stay there. It's super interesting. I mean, and you can find a lot of stuff online. There's not a lot of published stuff about it because they're really secret.
But we've tried to go
Hit
on.
that like button, double tap that screen.
Ooh, you think we tried again? We'd get in?
I tried.
Yeah? Hey there. Y'all know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
You can't go there.
Can't go there? Okay, you ever see them come through here?
No, not really.
No?
These guys are pretty secretive.
Alright.
You try to get in there and get caught by that.
I'm dead?
It's very possible. They got security right there.
Alright, well, pray for me. See ya. You think they'll let me in?
Nope. Before you get to the front gate, my friend, not even the parking lot. They're that strip.
So I headed down towards the nearby river to scout out a potential entryway via water. Bohemian Grove is all the way over those trees. The current looks fast. We're looking to find an owl out here.
I do know if you go down that road and take a left, if you keep going, there's like a barricade. It's like a weird fence. It almost looks like a bunch of metal wrapped around it and everything. Really weird.
Creepy?
Kind of creepy. Almost like a Resident Evil kind of vibe.
Ooh. You know anything I should know about it?
No, not really. Other than it's highly security is always on patrol with them. We get people coming in for Bohemian and everything, and you can just tell about the cars and all that stuff. So
Lamborghinis or like SUVs?
a little bit of both.
To see a Grove member, would you be able to recognize one?
Sometimes, like in the summer when they're there, because they have like certain, like now they because of the all white thing sometimes.
They wear like all white garb?
Yeah, but not always.
That's a little bit spooky.
I know there's a bunch of hookers that can stay over here while they're here.
Are they hot?
Yeah, but they charge way too much.
Oh, you've asked their price?
No.
Be honest with me.
I'm thinking they weren't supposed to begin with.
I don't think so. Half of them know what they're doing. Really.
Okay.
But I mean, mine looks like an ancient Sumerian god. I'm sure you've seen this shit.
I saw an owl driving in here too on that little lodge.
Oh yeah. I'm doing. I mean, it's somehow related to it, but there's a lot of owls around here too.
What is Moloch? What's like the simplified version of it?
As far as I know, Moloch was some sort of Semitic god. I know they sacrificed children to him and stuff. The only one that we know about the big ritual there is they have that big owl statue, and they burn a child in effigy for the cremation of care.
Yeah. Do you think they're burning kids out there?
I think they have, possibly in the past.
Well, I've been back there before when I worked.
Really?
Yeah, I worked for a septic tank company. It's like the rich guys' kind of private hideaway. So it's like the old rich men. They want to act like they're Boy Scouts again. But I mean, the guards are dicks. So
dicks?
Yeah.
Won't let us in?
Try to like record them. They'll try to grab the camera. They'll be like, "Oh, you guys!"
Actually,
yeah. They get paid.
Really?
Do you think go back there as a little kid and they'd come after us? Like when I was like 10 years old, you could just, like just crawl under a barbed wire fence because like up front, it's not like a prison or anything. It's not crazy, but they'd get pissed for sure.
There's a lot of rumors. I don't know what's true and what's not. I've never been there.
Just take a left and keep going. Then when they stop you, then you will.
After learning as much as I could from the locals and waiting until the cover of the night, it was now time to see if I could infiltrate the grove using an inflatable kayak I bought off Amazon, avoid security, and make my way to the 40-foot tall owl statue undetected.
It is 12:12. Let's see if she floats. Yeah, I should jump in, right? We think you filled it all the way up? It's like sinking immediately. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
The only problem was, the moment I got in this kayak,
I don't know if it's gonna float, dude.
It filled up halfway with river water, soaking me entirely, and the current was so fast I was getting pulled downstream and had no chance of paddling upshore where I needed to go.
I'm getting swept out. I'm fucked. That's too strong. The other side, I'm just walking up. No, dude, I'm cooked. Did you make it across? No, dude. I'm getting sucked in. Fighting for survival right now, dude. I don't know where this leads. Red branch. We're in the clear. I'm alive. Can you speed that up? Dude, the current is fucking ridiculous. I'm halfway soaked in water right now. I'm definitely gonna get hypothermia. I mean, the closest, like, exit point, it's gotta just be up into the woods, essentially. Yeah, branches are breaking. Something that looks climbable. I'm gonna try to get out. Hey, I'm hitting the shore. I'm just trying to climb up the hill and get out of here. Kayak is gone. I'm fighting for survival.
After yanking myself out of the river and crawling my way through someone's backyard, I barely made it back to land. My kayak was swallowed by the river, and I had to think of another way to get in the grove before sunrise.
We need to re-strategize the game plan right now because I don't see any feasible way of going against the current all the way across there. I don't think it's possible. I thought I was going to end up in a rush at the end of this river. I'm scared. Let's go. We need to re-strategize.
I failed to get in through the Russian River via kayak, so now we're just going to bull rush straight through the mountains, jump over any fences if I see them, and hopefully not get caught. It's 2 a.m. We're running out of time before the sun rises. It's time to get this done. Cheers. With 5 hours until sunrise, the plan was now to hike up the woods right to the left of the main entrance, stealth hike around the security through the mountains until I made it to the owl. This is a cursed. This is a cursed backup plan.
Oh, no.
We've paved a random mountain road.
I'm thinking this is probably the plan we should have done from the start.
You might be right. The kayak was a death sentence out there. I'm surprised I didn't die or drown. The water was cold. I was full of water. Blake's legit gonna drop me off. I'm gonna rush into the mountains with no light, just straight up. For legal reasons, this is all generated by AI. I'm a little bit shell-shocked from that last experience, and I am afraid of how this plays out. I do not want to go to jail. That would suck.
Here into the woods and go up the road. You might be in someone's backyard. A light might turn on like a motion detecting light.
Sure.
Just power through it, go up the hill until you're in the darkness.
Right there.
Right there. Go up. Go straight. Up the mountain from here.
So I'm crouch hiking in pure darkness for 2 hours straight. I make it to this point on the map, and on my life, I hear what sounds like human feet crunching leaves in front of me, and so, just to double check, I wait in silence for 10 minutes. I hear nothing. I move 10 steps to my right. I stop. I listen. I hear the same sound of footsteps crushing through the brush and what sounds like a person going. At this point, I'm afraid for my life. So I run down the hill and decide to bum rush the main gate and see if I can sprint my way to the owl without getting caught by security.
Oh! I gotta run. Chihuahua ran at me.
scared out of my mind, I ran as far as I could to Blake in the getaway car, and we sped back to our hotel to think of a final strategy to get into Bohemian Grove before sunrise.
Let's go. I met with the Chihuahua, and he goes, put your hands up.
Actually, 2 hours until sunrise, I drove back to the hotel, drank a Red Bull, and decided I would have to try one last time.
Right there. That's where you're going. Yeah, I'm going in. All right, brother. Pray for me.
When I jumped the gate this time, guards must have been asleep or taking a dump because no one saw me and I ran into the cover of the darkness towards the owl, making sure to turn my flashlight off to remain undetected.
Just gotta hop the gate and get out. He's close. He's so close. This is it. Truck just drove by.
As I planked on the ground, waiting for it to drive past me, he whips the car to the left, shining the light straight onto me, and I run.
I know. Shoot somebody.
Just come on.
All right. Get out of there. Want to cut left. Hey, give up. All right, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you for sparing me. Goodbye. Sorry. I'm sorry. Right. Holy shit. Didn't quite make it to the owl. I think I was on my act. I made it to the cathedral thing. I saw him pull in. He went off-road. I was like, he's not messing around. So I sped out of there. And then, please don't sue me. We were just curious. I apologize. But you had to let us satisfy that curiosity.
While I risked my life to get a mere glimpse into the secret world of the powerful elite, I decided how us peasants shall live. Just know that whatever happens, I would never kill myself. Also, whoever has the most viewed TikTok or YouTube short using a clip from this video, I'll send you $500. Post however many times you want, but you must tag my TikTok/YouTube @ and put YouTube Tyler Oliveira in the title/description.
The Bohemian Grove is one of the most prestigious camp retreats in California. This retreat is private and exclusive, only getting access by invite only, attended exclusively by the wealthiest, most powerful men in the world. While the Grove is promoted as just an exclusive camp retreat for the elites to unwind, since its inception, the people who have heard about it have wondered what really takes place at the Grove. With how secretive they are about their camp, it has led to many rumors about the Grove. People have started to think that something sinister is taking place there. Rumors that the elite were participating in satanic rituals and sacrifices at the Bohemian Grove started spreading throughout the years. People's assumptions were fueled even further after Alex Jones leaked footage that he managed to record of a ritual that was being done at the Grove. With the footage being from the 2000s, when HD wasn't a thing, you couldn't really make out what was taking place. But today in 2024, a new person snuck into the Bohemian Grove and managed to get 4K footage of the rituals, finally revealing what the elite are really up to. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we will be talking about the YouTuber who snuck into the Bohemian Grove and recorded a ritual in 4K. But before we begin, I just wanted to let you guys know that the Trump video is up on Patreon. This video is available for free for everyone. All you have to do is become a free member and you will be able to see this video. You can find the link to my Patreon in the description and pinned in the comment section. Thank you all. Now let's get right into it. For the most part, most of the world has no idea what the Bohemian Grove even is. Most people I ask about the Bohemian Grove only ever heard of it when Ryan Garcia went viral for claiming he was taken there. For most of the world, the name Bohemian Grove means absolutely nothing, which to me is rather sad because those who attend the Grove are usually powerful world leaders, people who shape our world. While the Bohemian Grove claims to just be a fun retreat for the elite, a lot of evidence has been released over the years contradicting those claims. One speculation that is believed takes place at the Grove is the selection of the next president of the United States. For example, George Bush Jr. and Sr. attended the Grove together one year while George Bush Jr. was running for president. After Bush attended the Grove, he was elected president. People believe this decision was decided at the Bohemian Grove. While as of now, this remains just rumors, what isn't a rumor was the Grove's connection to the creation of the atomic bomb. It is a well-known fact the Manhattan Project, which was the code name for the development of the atomic bomb, was discussed and planned at the Bohemian Grove. This was before it was even approved by the government. It was discussed in private at the Grove and decided on. What's rather interesting about all of this is that according to the Grove members, no business or important political matters are discussed at the Grove retreat. The Grove even has a motto stating "Weaving spiders come not here," which implies that members should leave behind outside concerns and business deals when gathered in the Grove. For a place that claims to be only for entertainment, they were discussing some rather serious life-altering things. This is a massive problem because something like the atomic bomb should have been discussed and documented for public records. These elites were planning something as catastrophic as the atomic bomb privately amongst each other in a camp. Just imagine what else gets planned at the Grove. This alone contradicts members' claims that the Grove is just a hangout. Obviously, a lot more than hanging out is taking place at the Bohemian Grove. The elite don't meet up in the middle of the woods for nothing. There's a sinister reason why they are there. While people didn't know what was taking place at the lodge, they knew it wasn't good. For years, people wanted answers, and some people even tried forcing their ways into the Grove. This wouldn't turn out well for them, as the Grove was heavily protected by armed police and private security. They basically had a private army guarding the Grove. This only made people even more suspicious, believing something strange was taking place in there. This was kind of confirmed back in the 2000s when Alex Jones managed to sneak in the Grove and get a recording. Since this was the 2000s, the footage looked grainy and you could barely make up what was taking place. But people were able to make out a giant owl statue and some sort of ritual being done in front of it. Those participating in the ritual were the elite members of the club that attended the Grove. It was revealed that the ritual they were doing was called the Cremation of Care, a supposed mock sacrifice ritual done to what they called the Owl of Shrine. Even though the footage did depict a ritual, it wasn't clear enough to make out what was going on. So most people that saw the footage just ignored it as it never even happened. Years would pass on and the story was buried, and people once again lost interest in the Grove. It wasn't until many years later that the Bohemian Grove would be brought back in the spotlight when the whole Ryan Garcia situation happened. This brought new eyes onto the camp, and people again started asking questions. The world wanted to know what in the world was taking place at the Bohemian Grove. Years had gone by, and no one was brave enough to reattempt what Alex Jones did by infiltrating it. Well, no one except for a YouTuber named Dancer. See, 7 months ago, Dancer posted a video that everyone in the truth community was waiting for. The video was called Bohemian Grove Infiltration. In the video, Dancer showed himself using a canoe to sneak into the Bohemian Grove. Dancer then sneaks around the island, recording everything with his GoPro camera. He is even seen making his way into a building in the camp.
So this is the entry to Bohemian Grove. It's like a secret cult deep in the redwoods where they host super private meetings. Students have been here, super powerful people with tons of money. The plan is to infiltrate the site and see what's going on. I want to see the owl statue. We'll see if we can get in. The sun is about to set. I don't really feel comfortable doing this if it's not dark. I think the FBI is probably involved, CIA maybe. I mean, these are all rumors, I don't know. But whatever's going on in there, it's creepy. I'm not going to explore too much, and I'm definitely going to try to see that owl statue and where they do some sort of ritual. It's a man-made lake. It's a reservoir, and there's an owl statue right behind it. This might be the best way into the site. That water's deep, and it's cold. We got the kayak. We got a cast iron to use as a paddle. I gotta go through all this brush with this kayak to get to the river. This will be like the last time I use my flashlight until we actually get to the owl road over there. There's actually a Bohemian Grove guest house thing, like right over there. Game plan is go over this mountain. Don't use the road because that's exactly where they would expect me if I do trigger any sensors or cameras or anything. So go the super rough way over and down. And right now I have to deal with this big cliff with the kayak. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go. I'm going to down some kayaks. I need to keep my voice down. I'm in the kayak. I managed to only get my hand wet. Let's disembark my trusty cast iron. There's like some low fog on the water. And the moon is like, it might be a full moon tonight. So I am now officially on Bohemian Grove land. There's a fishing pole right here. I think I gotta hide this kayak better just in case somebody comes down and check out the beach for whatever reason. There's a little fork in the road. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 options. That's where I came from. I'm leaning on it going this way or that way. I want to go this way. Lookout Mountain, Sunny Road Trail, Museum. Okay, Lookout. It's like the first flight museum. I think that might actually be the front entrance. I'm not sure. Alright, there's some sort of weird cave thing down there. There's like tons of houses. And there's like lights on in each one of these houses. There's sensors up there. I think it's probably okay. I guess we'll find out in a second here. Yeah, there's lights on in some of these houses. These are the bleachers. No way. I'm like scared to put them on. I'm scared to put my flashlight on. I'm gonna go back to the key. So I just shine my light in here. And all the lights just turned on. It's so tempting to flash my flashlight right now. I'm not gonna do it. These are just tables. This is where they eat. Is that actually it? Yeah, there's like no water in this. Yeah, here's where you see all the pictures online. And that's the owl statue. Dude, I'm actually here. This is insane.
Wow.
No way. Bohemian Grove. I made it. I actually made it. I'm here. I'm doing it. Yeah. It's the owl statue. What the? No way. Oh, that's hollow. I need to fill this pond up. They do. Yeah, that's the owl. A bunch of ferns have grown on it. Oh, this this is what I wanted to see. Oh, no way. You can go like behind the owl. I got some outlets. Well, it's time to leave this place now.
As you saw for yourself, Dancer made his way around the island and snuck in and out undetected. While the footage didn't really show much, it did look rather creepy there. While this was impressive and brave, it still didn't really prove anything that has been said about the Grove. So Dancer decided to sneak back into the Grove again, this time going further. As you saw for yourself, Dancer found the actual ritual grounds where the elite did their Cremation of Care ritual. This was a big win for the truth community. Even though he wasn't able to get much besides the statue of the owl, he proved that it wasn't impossible to infiltrate the Grove. He did this by himself with a cheap little canoe and a frying pan. Although he got footage of all this to some, it still didn't prove much. It was just a video of the giant owl. There was nothing going on besides that. No elite doing satanic rituals, no sacrifice. It was just empty. And this was because the Grove is a midsummer retreat. When Dancer went, the elite weren't attending the Grove as it was off season. So it's the reason he didn't manage to get any kind of rituals recorded. It probably was also why he was saved. We now have clear footage of the ritual site. We still don't have a clear recording of the rituals themselves. Something I have been waiting to see since I first saw the Alex Jones Bohemian Grove leak in the early days of YouTube. It appears like we will never get 4K footage of the owl ritual, as who will be able to sneak in when all the security is there during the meetings? Or so we thought, as Dancer knew his mission wasn't completed, and waited until the Bohemian Grove was in season and snuck back into it again. July, the month we're currently in, just so happens to be the same month the Bohemian Grove retreat takes place. This year, the Grove secret retreat took place on, you guessed it, July 13th, the same exact day the attempt on Trump happened. Now, isn't that a coincidence? This YouTuber was waiting for this day to come, and he did what he did best. He snuck into the Bohemian Grove and recorded it. This time, things were much different, as Dancer managed to record way more. While Dancer hasn't released his new video yet, he uploaded a clip onto his Instagram of what he saw. This time, he didn't disappoint at all, and managed to record the ritual in 4K quality.
The owl is in his leafy temple. Then all within the grove be reverence before him.
As you saw for yourself in this short clip, we can hear the members of the Grove saying, "The owl is in the leafy temple. Let all in the Grove be reverent before him." Clear as day, we saw the ritual taking place. While this is all he has released so far, I also managed to find more footage that was uploaded on Facebook that might be from Dancer or someone else, but I'm not sure. In this video, we see even more being exposed, as we see footage of a group of men in cloaks holding torches, making their way through the woods.
What? Alright, this is cool. But I'm gonna have to step in if I see anything crazy going on.
his leafy temple. May all within the grove be reverence before him.
Look at them people walking. Look at him. He getting this live on. Now what the heck? Why would your president and them be walking like that? No, I'm gonna give it a minute. Just think about what you're looking at. Why was your president and them walking like that, fam? That's who that is. That's your president, past, few, and now. Except for Trump. Obama had to do that walk. This is what your president doing on their regular time. Oh my God. These people coming out looking like KKK. And that ain't the KKK. That's presidents. What are they doing? Why is you doing that? Why you got the blowtorch? What is? Hit that like button. Keep going. Let's go.
Security is on deck right now.
As you saw for yourself, this YouTuber did what many thought was impossible. He snuck into the Bohemian Grove while the elite were in attendance. He recorded their ritual, and now there's no doubt in anyone's mind that these elite are up to something dark. What these elite are doing are ceremonial rituals. These elite are occultists, and most likely are members of the Freemason. The Owl Shrine is actually a representation of Moloch, another deity that was sacrificed to in ancient times. This is exactly what these elite are recreating. They're recreating this ancient sacrifice done to the god they're serving. These elite are up to some dark activities in the grove, and I am waiting for Dancer to drop the full video so we can see what else he found. I honestly want to interview the guy, but I can't get in contact with him. I sent him a DM, but he hasn't opened it yet. If you guys want to help me get this interview, please go to his YouTube channel or his Instagram and tell him the True Fist sent you and wants to interview him and alert him to check his DMs. I'm pretty sure if he sees enough of you comment the same thing, he would end up checking it out. This guy is truly brave and has my respect for this. I am praying for his safety as I know what he is doing is dangerous. If anything, his footage confirms the elite aren't there to have fun. They are there to practice rituals and other disturbing activities. God has empowered us to expose the truth in 2024. All that's done in the dark shall come to the light, and we are seeing it happen in real time. Well, I'm gonna end this one here, but before you guys go, I just wanted to remind you guys to like, comment, and share this video so others may see the truth. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
There's a place tucked away that's rumored to host child sacrifice, ritual orgies, and occult ceremonies under the cover of secrecy. A place where the world's elite shed their public personas, dress in robes, and gather around a 40-foot stone owl for a torchlit spectacle that feels more ancient than political. And whatever happens inside isn't meant for you to see. Every July, deep in the redwood forests of Northern California, a hidden gathering takes place. Behind locked gates and armed guards, the world's most powerful men vanish from the public eye. Presidents, corporate tycoons, military brass. They don't come to negotiate, legislate, or campaign. They come to perform. They call it a harmless tradition, a retreat, a place to let go of care. But what really happens inside the Bohemian Grove? If it's just a harmless retreat, why are the most powerful men in the world gathering in secret to burn effigies under a stone owl?
Right.
What decisions, if any, have been made in the shadows of those redwoods that shape the course of world events? And why has no mainstream media outlet ever been allowed inside? Let's try and find out.
Hello, I'm Mike Joberg, Marine Corps veteran and filmmaker, and we will try to answer these questions on today's episode of Forgotten History.
The Bohemian Grove didn't start as a global power summit. It began in 1872 when a group of journalists, artists, and performers in San Francisco decided they needed a break from the city and the public. They called themselves the Bohemian Club. Leading the charge was Harry Edwards, a British-born entomologist and Shakespearean actor. He believed men of talent needed a place to escape the grind of city life and reconnect with nature. He was joined by Daniel O'Connell, a poet and journalist, and Ambrose Bierce, a sharp-tongued writer best known for the Devil's Dictionary. Ironically, Bierce would later mock the club for trading artistic spirit for social climbing, calling it a sanctuary for rich clowns. Because their motto was, "We shall be as free as birds," they were supposed to be free, untethered, drifting where the wind takes them. But by the late 1800s, it wasn't just writers and painters who wanted in. Bankers, businessmen, and politicians started joining at the club. Art gave way to influence. Nature gave way to networking. Eventually, the group bought 2,700 acres of remote redwood forest in Monte Rio, California. That land would become the Grove. From the outside, it looked like summer camp for old men. Outdoor plays, drinking songs, and costume parties. But behind the trees, something else was happening. A new motto emerged: weaving spiders, come not here. A poetic way of saying, leave your business at the gate. Except nobody ever really did. By the 20th century, the Bohemian Club had become something far bigger than a gathering of eccentric poets. Its list now read like the front page of the Wall Street Journal. Presidents, cabinet officials, CEOs, generals. If you held real power in America, odds are you were either a member or invited. Among the most well-known Republican attendees were Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, and George H.W. Bush. On the Democrat side, figures like Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter, and CIA Director James Woolsey. In fact, Nixon and Reagan reportedly met at the Grove in 1967 to discuss which of them would run for president, years before either won the White House. Nixon would later comment, "The Bohemian Grove. I attended from time to time. It's the most goddamn thing you could ever imagine. Crude, but revealing." Even he knew something was off about it. These weren't casual cookouts. They were unofficial summits where the press wasn't allowed, minutes weren't taken, and the deals were brokered under the trees. In more recent years, tech moguls and media executives have also made their way into the Grove. Though modern guest lists still remain tightly guarded, tech moguls Jeff Bezos, Eric Schmidt, and Elon Musk have all been speculated to attend gatherings at the Grove. So exactly what did they do there? Well, every summer, a 2-week retreat begins with a bizarre ritual called the Cremation of Care. At twilight, men in robes march to the forest holding torches. They gather before a 40-foot stone owl, perched above a lake as a mock human effigy, representing the burden of conscience, which is set ablaze. They call it symbolic, a way to let go of worldly concerns. But for decades, the secrecy has fueled speculation for something far darker than symbolic pageantry. Whistleblowers, former staff, and conspiracy researchers have alleged everything from drunken orgies to cross-dressing plays to occult ceremonies, child abuse, and even human sacrifice. Some believe the Grove serves as a psychological pressure valve for elites. Others claim it's a breeding ground for blackmail and manipulation. Still others go further, linking it to the so-called New World Order, arguing globalist agendas, economic resets, and covert political deals are quietly seated in the shadows of those redwoods.
None of this has ever been conclusively proven, but when the rituals look like ancient pagan rites and the guest list reads like the table of contents in a national security briefing, people start to wonder. Powerful men chanting in robes, torch-lit processions, mock sacrifices, all under the gaze of a massive owl. Some claim the owl represents Moloch, the ancient god condemned in the Bible for demanding child sacrifice. Now, to be clear, Moloch in scripture is usually described with a bull's head, not an owl's. But the name stuck, especially after researchers began drawing parallels between the Grove's rituals and the darker elements of ancient worship. The Bohemian Club claims the owl represents wisdom and that the ceremony is pure theater. However, in the year 2000, Alex Jones infiltrated the Grove and captured footage of the ceremony. The video was grainy and surreal, but confirmed what skeptics had long suspected. This wasn't just cigars and campfires. There were indeed robes, chants, and a burning effigy. Even Jones's fiercest critics couldn't deny what was on the tape. But the club still insisted it was just theater. But many saw something older, something darker. Because if this is what they're willing to show each other, what don't they show us? Insiders describe the Grove as a place where trust is built, so that when real deals come later, the groundwork is already done. That's what makes it so powerful. Not the trees, not the robes, but the access. And while members are sworn to secrecy, leaks over the years suggest the lines between play and policy are a lot blurrier than the club admits. One of the Grove's most closely guarded traditions is the Lakeside Talk, a series of private, off-the-record speeches delivered by the powerful to the even more powerful. It was here in 1942 that a small group of scientists, military officials, and government insiders first discussed what would become the Manhattan Project, the top-secret program to develop the atomic bomb. Not in a war room, not in Washington, but beneath the redwoods, beside a tranquil lake. Decades later, Helmut Schmidt, the then Chancellor of West Germany, delivered a talk on the emerging European Union post-Cold War geopolitics. In the 1990s, Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan warned of a global economic instability, shortly before U.S. monetary policies shifted. And Dick Cheney, before ascending to the vice presidency, is also reported to have given private defense briefings. These aren't casual summer camp presentations. They're policy-shaping previews, information most of us would never hear, shared quietly with men who already pull the levers of global power. So ask yourself, if it's just a social club, why all the security? Why the secrecy? And why, year after year, does the same circle of decision makers keep showing up? For 50 weeks out of the year, Bohemian Grove is quiet. No tourists, no press, no real activity. Just towering redwoods, motion detectors, and armed patrols guarding a private sanctuary that's off limit to the rest of the world. But for 2 weeks, every summer, the gates open and the most powerful men on earth disappear into the woods. And whatever happens inside, you'll never hear about it on the evening news. But maybe it's really just a club, or maybe it's something worse, because history has shown us that when power hides in plain sight, it rarely stays harmless for long. Let us know your thoughts on the Bohemian Grove in the comments below. Thank you for watching Forgotten History. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments or show ideas, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.
You know what's crazy about Bohemian Grove is that I thought the dude was finna get killed, to be honest with you, just being there. I thought somebody was just finna out of nowhere snipe him. You hear me? Just a sniper bullet out of the corner. Because what you doing there? And then you talking about people that's walking around with robes on, with carrying torches, and talking about the cremation of care to start off with. Like, what do we do? What? Okay, so we know all of this demonic. All of this got to do with who we not believing in. And I just wanted y'all to see that Bohemian Club is important. The Bilderberg Group is even more important. The Boule is even more important. But what's more important is no filters and understanding We bringing light to darkness. Reading the headline and reading in between the line. We ain't tripping off none of that. Because if it walk like a, talk like a, we gonna get at them to get them up out of here. Let me tell you something, man. As always, fam, we in here and we out of there. Yeah, Bohemian Grove. Take a note, take a picture. But let me tell you something. Now you have the information that you need to look it up further. Because Bohemian Grove is growing by the moment. Every year it's a new situation. But what we did here, Chris, is that Trump do not have a ticket to the Bohemian Club. You get what I'm saying? Trump has not been able to get access. And Trump still doing what he want to do regardless if he got a ticket or not. You get what I'm saying, fam? Let's be real. That's crazy. As always, family, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all pulling up, man. Showing your love, showing your care, showing your time. Understanding that we need all of that carrot, huh? Everything that matters. Trust me, man, as always, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all, man, just pulling up. Understanding that we bringing light to darkness. You already know we in here. Making sure I know that you see the super chat and the cash app. Truly appreciate each and every one of you all support, whichever way that's coming. We reaching out to at least one to make sure that they can understand that they get the picture, the message, and that we want to make sure that them and their family is good for the more. Because it ain't promised, but we got to get through the day. So at the end of the day, man, that's truly, as always, family, I truly appreciate you all just giving me your time and just making time for No Filters. And don't forget, fam, as always, when you come in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't miss an episode, and share this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable, man. Get you something to eat, something to drink, and something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title, fam. What? You in here with your boy Dealatofficial, my fam. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Y'all be safe. Lock your doors. Make sure you got your hammer. God bless, fam.